Hi, I'm here with Themmin. Now, our viewers may not know your name per se, but I guarantee a character you played is going to be very familiar to the world. Mind elaborating?
Elaborating, yeah. The character that I played is Mike TV in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And yes, some people recognize me, but not that many. In terms of people walking down the street, I find that it's either people that have seen Willy Wonka a lot of times, or they saw it yesterday, or they saw a documentary thing kind of like this. There's two other people. People with a photographic memory. They've said, oh yeah, no, it's because I have a photographic memory. Or the other is sometimes visual artists, people who draw for a living, and they see my face, and they can see that it's the child's face in the man's body.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the thousands of movies made for children over the years, with the exception of films like The Wizard of Oz, no other film really engenders a strong emotional response like Willy Wonka. What would you say attributes to that?
A couple of things. First of all, the script. I mean, the script. Mostly Gene Wilder. You know, Gene Wilder made a really good performance. People often ask me. Actually, people generally walk up to the table and say, "The new one's the worst. The old one's better, right?" And so that puts me in a little bit of a bind because it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn if I say that it's better. But certainly, in any case, although I love Johnny Depp's work, I thought his choice as now he's down here. Oh, I see. You're doing a cutaway to the photos. So although I like Johnny Depp's work in a lot of other things, he's one of my favorite actors. I didn't feel like his performance was as warm as Gene's.
Yeah.
Gene was sort of quietly, sometimes mean in the first part of the film, but at the end of the film, there was a "my boy, you've done it. You know, you've won it."
There's a certain sincerity to it.
There's a sincerity, definitely at the end. He has, you've done it, my boy, and it's a very warm performance at the end. Whereas Johnny Depp made a choice which sort of very much disconnected him from the world at large and children and everyone. He was so neurotic that they never really had that. So that's one reason that I feel like the film was as warm as it was Gene's performance.
Even before you made Willy Wonka, you had a very successful stage career, including playing young Patrick in the show Mame with Ann Miller. How did you get your start?
My parents are classical musicians, and so they... sorry, I was distracted. This girl, I signed a photo for her, and she didn't want to get in the shot, so she was like picking up the picture like this. Anyway, I got my start because my parents were classical musicians, and they were playing in the pit and Broadway shows and things like that. And I went to an agent. I got the first commercial I ever went up for. It was a Jif peanut butter commercial, and then the second one was one for Crazy Bubbles. I was the only 6-year-old that could say, even with my lisp, Crazy Bubbles, bubble blowing, bubble bath 3 times fast, and so they hired me. And I just started doing commercials, and then I did Mame on Broadway, and then I did Willy Wonka. Then I did another Broadway show called The Rothschilds with Hal Linden, and the national tour of that. And there weren't that many child actors in New York at that time. So it was a smaller pool, and I just happened to be one of them, and I worked.
In addition to your acting work, you also had a very successful career behind the camera. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I see your page here says behind the camera at Disney. That's not exactly right, but it's a couple of things, actually. I did do some film production. I started as a PA. I made my way through a lot of different departments on a few different films and a lot of commercials. I worked on The Doors. I worked on Crimes and Misdemeanors. I worked on a Wim Wenders movie called Until the End of the World. And a bunch of commercials. At Disney, I was actually working at a place called Walt Disney Imagineering, and I was what you call a show systems manager for them. If you have a ride, there's like the engineers and the architects have to build the box that the ride is in, but inside the box is a show. So I was a show systems manager for Walt Disney Imagineering in about 1991 when they were first building Euro Disney. I think they call it Disney Paris now, but that's the one they were building, and I did that for a couple of years.
Okay. Your acting talents have led you to such varied places as voice work in the English dub anime film of Macross Plus, and countless commercials, and a small but memorable role as an overzealous fan in Star Trek Voyager episode Virtuoso.
Yes.
Is there any one role that was especially fun to play?
Okay, let me see. Got a few things in there. Macross Plus is actually the name of an anime film, and I did a lot of effort sounds. A lot of sort of people punching each other and that kind of stuff. I was doing some voiceover work at that time. That was in LA, and then a very small. When you say small but memorable, I'm not so sure it was even that memorable. I had no lines. It was an episode called Virtuoso in Voyager, and it was a planet where people wanted to be like the holodoc because he sings, I guess. And so there's just a quick shot. It's like if you blink, you'll miss it. I'm in the hallway. I look kind of like the actor who played holodoc guy. And so I'm standing with another guy. They gave us a little bit of makeup for our nose. And we're just standing talking. But I'm meant to be one of the fawning fans of the holodoc. And it's basically just a glorified extra. It's like an extra with makeup. Roles, I mean, this is the role, as I said, I did theater, I've done commercials, but they're both very ephemeral, I mean, this is the thing that 39 years later now, it was made in 1971, I probably got cast about 40 years ago right now, because I was in Germany in October, so maybe it's like, all right, anyway, 39, 40 years ago, people are still talking about it. And so this is the role. I mean, in terms of memorable, I just happened to be in a film that got lodged deeply inside of the collective unconscious. Somebody had to do it. Turns out it was me.
And now you have your place in film history, I guess.
I do. And it's, in one sense, I'd rather have had a 40-year career doing a variety of roles. But on the other hand, one is more than most people get, so I should be happy with that.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.